Hello again, traders. Right, all my sort of schedules, normal routines have gone out the window because I'm preparing to go abroad. And it occurred to me a couple of days back that I ought to start planning for the time differences. I've got friends all over the world, and I intend to visit a load of them, and starting off in probably in Asia, Southeast Asia, or wherever, and see where I go from there. Anyway, so long story short, basically, I'm just starting to chill out. Actually, it's brilliant. It's very exciting too. I don't want to be in the UK for the winter. I am averse to dark, short, cold, wet days. So anyway, we've got a lovely. I took a nice 9 pip trade on just under. I think it's about 8.9 pips out of this, and you can see exactly why UJ is the choice of the day. But I can't stress enough, guys, how this traffic light system is just bulletproof. I just cannot believe people just don't get it about indicators, really, the best indicators, that is. So we can clearly see what's been going on here. 2B's over here to the sell side, 2B here to the buy side, and all you have to do is combine them with a second push of the indicators. You know how much I love my TMA, and obviously I'm absolutely besotted with my RSI histo, and then the 2B reversal patterns, along with the inner 1, 2, 3 high lows and 2B reversal on the lower time frame, of course. What can I say? So the jury's out on this, because I might have mentioned yesterday, but I made so many outtake videos that I don't know whether I did mention it. But even in this situation, UJ, let's have a look at the line chart so we can actually see. This isn't correct, in my opinion, but I am intending, someone on my Twitter feed, I apologise, forgotten the name, dreadful. I can remember everything about charts, but forget people's names and well, not faces, but names instantly. But in my opinion, this should be in the buy zone on M5. That's M5, that's M15, that's H1. I'm liking the buy zone on H1 a lot, actually. I might even, no, you can't even add H4, so but this, if I can work out exactly how it works, this is why I've got the Bollingers on here. Sorry, I'm digressing, but it's quite important. But this is the most important part for newer traders to get involved in, because I've got the saying on Twitter: 3 green bars for a long, 3 red for a short. I want to see this situation where we have had a grey and then new green, with the perfect setup on the 2B, of course. So let's go back to, let's finish with this thing and see whether we can drill down. So US 30 in the sell zone. I've made so many trade videos. You don't really need any new trade videos, but I like to make a video a day or something, some sort of routine anyway. And let's have a look at this. So we're slipping into M5, we're slipping into the sell zone, which I presume is below the 20 EMA. I think it's the EMA. Let's have a look. You know, I knew everything about Bollingers and whatnot, studied them at length, but as I say, all of these squiggly lines got slung off my charts when the 3CR took over about 17 years ago now, so all probably a little bit, no, about that. So US 30 is in the sell zone, or it's entering the sell zone. But what's odd is that, or I noticed yesterday, is that it doesn't seem to switch to red when it should. Now maybe that is some sort of cumulative calculation between the time frames. I really need to spend some time studying the thread, because I really want to make this work actually. In addition, you know, this will never go. These will never go. Never. And I would like, well, I'd like a MACD multi-time frame dashboard, ultimately, as I mentioned in the previous video. And I would like to keep something like this on my charts, because this can be very, very reactive. And, you know, ultimately, the ultimate goal of all traders is to, you know, find something they can open charts. Well, I've found that really, so I'm just tinkering about with it all. Open charts any time of day, and you can trade using this traffic light system. I mean, that was beautiful. Just there, 3 reds. So that would have been the close and the 3 red trigger, and that is, the whole move was 280 points. I only want 10 or 11, you know, 110, 120. But I do want to hold my trades for longer. But as a scalper, I mean, scalpers work with 2 or 3 points. So I'm just really sort of just trying to improve things all the time, like all of us traders do, to be honest with you. There's lots and lots of superb followers on my Twitter feed, superb traders, should I say, and followers. So they are out there, guys. But you know, out of the millions of social media icons, you've probably got 1%, 0.1% actually, that are genuine. So you have to be very, very careful who you listen to, for multiple reasons. I can't help this. Look, that is the buyers being overwhelmed by the sellers. That level there, and you know, the higher the time frame you go up, I've made plenty of videos about that. The higher the better their entry becomes. You know, we're on 5 minute there. Let's have a look at the 15. See whether. So effectively, we can draw the line on the 15-minute chart on the low of that pink there, and on 5 minutes, you watch, it won't be any different today. So at least you can tell I've to the pip still. At least you can tell I don't preempt these videos with analysis. They're off the cuff. So, but this is nice. I like this a lot. That is a better angle on the, you know, so line chart 2Bs, this is what this is. I prefer more than candle 2Bs, as you can see. So that's why my trend lines look really weird. You know, in the old days, I remember being on the forums and people used to argue all day long about, oh, you not got your trend line on the wick, and all that sort of thing. Your trend lines are wrong. You know, this is to other traders. I didn't get involved with all that rubbish. Hilarious, really. But trend lines worked, especially line chart ones. So the main thing about everything I do is these, if I spend another 1,000 hours making 1,000 videos, this will never change. Well, it'll improve without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to keep improving. But, if you just want a basic entry model, then use the RSI histo. Let's just sort that out. So we've swapped pairs now. By mistake, it's just because when I get close to that, what were we on? US 30, weren't we? That is your RSI histo bust, pullback, break and close entry. There. That, always double check these things. We're not really, I've not really stressed this enough, but it's much like the 2B reversal. There are probably statistically ways to look back and see the best level, but really all I want to see is a strong momentum trigger broken by a stronger one. I purposely left that one because it's we could argue that the entry's there, but I would prefer to see an old stronger one like that broken by a new stronger one. So it's a later entry, but as I say to everyone now, you can't avoid the screen time. I would take this one. I would trade that because I know what's going on with all the candles and things. But to be safe, just because you'll get, as a novice, you'll get slapped a few times more than you'd want to. So just study your charts and be careful. Really, that's a pullback. That's a better example there. That's your pullback, and then you want to wait for the low of that one to be broken. As I said, didn't finish saying, and I say every time I do this, triple check your levels, 1177, because they can change. No idea why that happens, but that's a bit weird. So, it might be just reading that one. Anyway, triple check them, 1177. So we want to see 1177 here, or not break of the 20 line. I'm not worried about that anymore. Just 1177 or 1178 would have been fine. So we can clearly see that is the entry. Also, you can enter. These will pull back during the candle, of course, but you can enter just the break of that without the candle close. But again, you do that at your own risk. I would suggest letting it close, doing a pull, waiting for another pullback, because these significant bars, candles, will always have broken something on the left hand side and potentially have a little pullback. So the best way to trade it would be to trade the break of the low. This one did still get still did get some drawdown, but again, another caveat, when you're looking back at charts, always have an eye on what time these triggers were, because you'll look at this and think, oh, it's a load of rubbish. But you cannot take multi-time frame timing, out of the equation. You have to build that into your back testing. And ideally, I haven't mentioned the 15-minute close. Ideally, you would like to, I like to look at the first 15-minute candle in a new hour, and I would like to see the hourly. I'm not going to show you an example at the moment. I'll make a new video for that. I'd like to see the hourly close in a positive manner. then it will probably pull back. So, you know, let's just use this as a random example. Let's say that was the hourly, and then I would expect to see a pullback, and then the 30-minute, I would check that, and also the 15-minute on that hourly. I want to see nice strong momentum on all three time frames. Then I will expect to pull back, of course, and I can track that on the lower time frames as well. You know, this is no different than I used to do with 3CRs. Check if it reverses on itself, check if it comes and tests again. There's a 3CR down. So we had a little instant reversal there, and then on the 5-minute, on the 1 minute rather, we could probably enter a trade on there. In fact, we'll look at that one because that's interesting, and 3CRs are the core of my trading strategy as well. You know, I want to see them. I use them a lot, but don't talk about them very often. I use them every single trade. Take the scroll off there. Excuse me. So that was the 3CR close there on the 5-minute. That's your pullback. Again, this one did a little push down before. Let's double check that I've got the right bar on that. Yeah, I'm on the new bar. That was the 3CR close. That was the close below the low of that candle. We'll just double check that. You know, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once, or something like that. So double check everything. So the low is 42029.65. So if the confirmation candle closes on the exact same level or below it, that is a valid 3CR. Because the reason for that is the wick has not held. It has not held. It's closed on it or through it. It means that level, as far as I'm concerned, the algo has actually done its work. Now, everything everyone talks about, every trader talks about, is their own opinion. That's all there is to it. Through, well, a genuine trader, because they've built their own methods, not these little, you know, spin-off people that have done a couple of weeks' work and then decided they're going to call themselves something related to other traders and then rip people off. So anyway, I digress. I do apologise, guys. I totally anyone that knows me knows you've got to watch my videos on 1 or 2 speed in order to get through them without throwing your laptop out of the window. So we go back to the low, 29.65, and the close. Oh God! Oh my, that is bizarre. I didn't even know that. The close is right on the level. That's uncanny, because that doesn't happen very often. But I always caveat it that is a valid 3CR. That's crazy. Oh dear. I've got to look at that again. Did I get that right? 420.29, 420.29.65. I can't believe that. The low is 420.29.65. So that's uncanny. That doesn't happen that often, but I always, you know, I've seen it, so obviously I'm going to mention it. So that is the new candle, and then we drop down to 1 minute to effectively trade the break of the low. That's what this whole ramble has been about. And I should have put the low on there. So there's that's the low there, green. So That's crazy. I haven't got any rules about the equal level 28.65. That's quite bizarre. One whatever. Hang on. Why is that not 29.65? Hang on. 420.2865. Where's the other low gone then? 28 is lower, isn't it? 29.65. That's weird. That must be the new 5-minute candle. So let's double check that. 29.65. Apologies, guys. I really need to get my head around what is going on here. I mean, if nothing else, you know, this is the precision that I put into the work with the 3CR. The low of that one is 29.65. It might just be that Aaron's indicator. No, that's the penultimate. That's the ultimate high. The low is 29.65. That's two lows at 29.65. So that's a double bottom. And then we have a triple bottom. No, 28. That's where I'm getting confused. The low punched through but closed. Right, got it. Apologies if you've been screaming at the screen telling me what was going on there, but now we know. So it punched through and came back, closed back. So now where am I? There. Right, glad I worked that out because it's doing my head in a little bit, as you could see. So the new candle, this would have been the entry then, the break down, and we had, as it happens, we had a perfect M1 trigger on the previous 5-minute candle. By the looks of it, double check that, triple check it. 192069. What's that doing? Oh, I need the red candle. No, I'm losing the plot today. 2069. 1926. Okay, and that one clearly has closed below it. So 2171. That doesn't make sense. Oh yes, it does. Yeah. 2171. Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee. The cold tablets are killing me. So that's bust. That's clearly the pullback. That's the break and close within the previous 5-minute candle. But we had the 3CR. We're on the new 5-minute bar now, and we had a perfect entry now, or trigger, should I say? And you would be in the trade, or I would be in the trade on this green candle. instantly, and the drawdown, as you can see on US 30, got to take the spread into account, of course, 50 whatever points, 5 pips, and then what I'm starting to do is, this is my own personal stop loss. I'm using a 5 or 15 minute candle. Safest is 15, obviously, and checking. We've got, let's say this is a 15-minute chart. If this was the entry, then sensibly behind the high of the previous, because you've got a trend going on, and it will be the start of a candlestick trend on the M5, of course. So it depends on the time frame, and obviously, caveat everything, you have to do your own screen time study on it. So the 3CR is, remember, is an exhaustion pattern. The momentum, all the different momentum candles are complement it. So as a rule, the 3CR should mean price should just collapse. Again, caveat with the timing, of course. So that's why these stops can be so small. So, use whatever method. Don't parrot what I do or say, because there's a lot more going on in my head, discretionary, than you can probably ever believe. Having said that, if you've got 5 or 6 years under your belt as well, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So newer traders, you're training your brain to react like muscle memory. That's a really good saying. I picked it up a long time ago, and a couple of respected traders on my Twitter feed, or a few, use the same saying. It's so important. This is why musicians take 10 or 15 years to perfect their jobs. Surgeons, doctors, sports people, they can't take that long, because they'd be retired by then. But repetitive hours and hours on the track and in the gyms and all that lot, hours every day, and that's what it takes to become a good trader too. So that's gone off at a real tangent again, but hopefully you understand the level now of work involved in developing the candlestick 3CR that I use, and the attention to detail. But as a scalper, I just love what I do. Obsessive. And that's what you need to succeed at everything, I suppose. You've got to love doing it, and you've got to be obsessive. So what happened with that UJ trade? Yep, piddling about. It's the time of day again. We're at 10:17, so in the UK. So it's the H4 close time. That can mean reversals, quick reversals, which I, fully expect on this now. But once again, I can make suggestions of what I love to trade and what I see on the charts. All you need to do is not follow me parrot fashion, or whoever you follow. You've got to just take bits and pieces from everyone's other strategies. And I think this is important. Don't be ashamed and bullied by peer pressure and all these stupid little cults that are going on to break out and do your own thing. Say for example, if you use the 2B reversal, just pick up as many tips as you can about how to trade them, and then go it alone. I think every trader that has made it will have gone through 5, 10, 15 different methods before they find something or give up, lose everything. Because, as I say, you know, I lost fortunes every trade, almost everyone does, and I want to help people avoid that. This is why, you know, I purposely go against the grain, as it were, of all the scammers and cult creators by saying, you know, it'll take you 5 or 10 years to bolt down the necessary mental game to make money trading. So back to my point, find something that chimes with you and then go it alone. You know, it's like having little baby birds. You know, they have to fall out the nest to learn to fly, and then they're on it, and all that lot. You know, people that follow trading methods should behave like baby birds. They learn how to feed themselves or whatever, and they learn how to fly or whatever, and then they go it alone. Trading needs to be a solitary game, in my opinion. You may disagree, but live trading rooms and all that stuff, we all go through it. I've been in numerous. I've paid numerous gurus and gurus in the past. But if I could just hammer home one thing, is don't do it. Except that you are, you know, do it for a short while if you found someone that you trust, of course. But you know, sitting in a live room, let's say, for example, Roger Banks, thousands of them in there, and trying to make money from his calls, live calls, that's fine. But what do you do when he closes the room? It's only open, well, I don't even know. I've not been in there for so long. But he used to do 2 or 3 days a week, I think. So what do you do the other 7 days or whatever? It doesn't happen like that, because if you make money in Raja's room, you're so high on the adrenaline. You've probably oversized as well. You've probably tried to make $1,000 because that's what everyone's talking about, and you lose $1,000. You lose that 3 times over because you're trading on adrenaline, or you're chasing. You might have made a loss. You know, I've made every mistake known to trading. That's how I know it's wrong. Signals. If you can, you might be one of those really, really unusual people that doesn't get affected by adrenaline. If I could take a tablet, or I'd probably be a millionaire if I could build a tablet that inhibits adrenaline. Because every new trader in the world needs it. So you have a signal from your signals provider that, you know, there's good free ones out there, but most want to charge you. But even then, you're going to get adrenaline. You've just made, I don't know, $2,000 on gold or whatever, US 30 or DAX or something. Then, you know, your signals provider tells you to be careful. You totally ignore him or her, and you lost 5 times that again until tomorrow, or the next signal, should I say. So sorry for the long-winded preach again. You don't have to watch these videos, of course. If you do, I appreciate it. And if you're new, you know, maybe you will think I'm a pillock. Maybe in a year or two's time, you will realize that some of the stuff I talk about here will have been valuable. So that's it, guys. Video for the day, and I've managed to get through it without a retake today. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Oh, don't forget, YouTube says you need to like it, You need to subscribe if you've not. You need to click the bell. That means you're properly subscribed, apparently. And any comments, good or bad, love them. Let me know. Oh, and if you've got any questions, you search on my YouTube channel, you search on my Twitter X feed, and if you can't find the answer, then please ask, and I'll try and get back to you at some stage. Probably better you just ask questions on Twitter. I don't know why, but I prefer to deal with people's questions, on there. Thanks for watching again, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Sun's out, so I'm going for a walk. Oh, I did forget to say, I've taken about 3 or 4 scalps today, winning scalps. This wasn't my only trade, but as I said, I've been in and out all morning, and it's still only 10 o'clock today, and I think I've got 4 or 5 trades under my belt. So this, I don't know what it is about this. It works. It helps me. And then, this is just almost bulletproof. So the combination of all the stuff on my charts now, not the Bollinger Bands, I'm not really that interested in using them at the moment again, but never say never. Never say never for any indicator, actually, because you will find, you will probably be like I did. You'll dismiss loads and loads and loads because you didn't do the right analysis of them, and 20 years under my belt, and I'm still learning every day. Thanks for watching. Now I will go.